Hello people, this is Eitan, and today I'm going to make a tabletop review on the Dustar Arad model, which is an Israeli made knife. They have a couple of knives. Whoever follows my channel knows that I made a I call it a use test, abuse test on this knife on February last year. The maker gave me a couple of his models and told me just try to abuse them. So we did, and I will put the link on the video below. This is a follow-up video 1.5 years after. I think I made it in February 2017. And I'll talk about the specs, the advantage and disadvantage after after that time. Okay, so the knives. I have over here two knives. This is the knife that was in the test. As you've seen, it survived and sharpened. And this is one of the prototypes. Those knives are designed by an Israeli knife maker named Alex Shamgar and made by Israeli company in Tel Aviv called Dustar. The model will look familiar to you. It's very similar to whoever likes history or militaria like me, to this knife. Sorry, the Randall Model 14 attack. This what I'm showing you is Vietnam era knives, and of course they are made today with slight differences, but this is the general shape. Now this is the general shape of a lot of military knives, a long blade, guard, and handle. With slight differences. Let's see some size comparison and let's look at the specs real quick. So this is the size of the Mark II. Okay, it's the cold steel leather neck, which is they took the Mark II, added a bit steroids, and we have this. So this is a Kabar Dozier, very small knife, useful. Very useful. This is the Microtech Socum Elite. Okay, so we have a size comparison, and we can understand this knife now better. Let's see the blade thickness at the spine. Just a second, real quick. Okay. Pretty thick, and we're talking about more than like 5.5 millimeters. See, okay, it's thick. Let's see how much it weighs. It's annoying. Then the blade touches the I don't know if I can take that 350 grams. Well, it feels like 350-400 grams, but the blade touches the table, and it's hard to. Let's say it's around between 350 and 400, okay? All right, we have here a 7-inch blade. 7 inches around 18 centimeters. D2 tool steel, hardened to 56-57 Rockwell, and they do it intentionally because they're going on the tough side. It's not a CPM D2, it's just a D2. We have a brass guard and FRN handle, a bit smooth, molded into the blade. The blade is not full tang. I mean, its tang is like resembles the leather neck tang, which is inside the handle, going up to here. Two pins hold the construction together. The blade is very reminds the Randall Model 14 attack, We have a sort of a drop point with a swedge. The swedge can be sharpened or unsharpened. The grind starts from the middle of the blade and goes down, and no need for a micro bevel here, but as you've seen, it has been sharpened because I've used it. The prototype, there are 10 of those knives. I have one of them. As you've seen, it's very similar, but it also has been sharpened. Okay, we have a sharpening choil over here, but something is missed. So, of course, the sheath. This is the commercial sheath, and this is the prototype sheath. I like that better. You have a leather sheath with those knives. Also, let's see how it cuts. I've used it, so it's only for fun, you know, to give a bit of action in the movie, in the video. So it cut fine. Sorry about that. Let's see the prototype. Okay. Let's take some hard leather. Just a sec, the camera is in my way. The prototype. Too thick of a blade. Okay, this is not the prototype. Well, if you have leverage here, it's better. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the advantage and disadvantage of this knife. Well, one of its advantage, it is a very tough knife. There are a lot of knives out there that declared as tough, but you need to see some of them tested. Now, since I'm from Israel and these knives are made in Israel, I've seen a couple of them used and abused, and I did it myself, as you can see, and that knife survived a lot, so I can definitely declare that knife as a hard-used knife, verified, and I won't be the only one. Now, he made it from D2, and some people said D2 is no good. I like D2, I don't know, it's working for me, working fine, so I don't have issues with that. I like that still, it's good, it's simple, and it has a pretty good edge retention. Now, the construction is, it's nice in the hand, it's nice in the hand. I'm talking only advantages right now. The blade shape, I like this classic blade shape, this Randall 14. It's very nice, it's classic. You have a guard here, which I see it as advantage to a knife of that sort. It's not an EDC knife, it's a military use, which is need to be good for utility and for self-defense if might need, and not too much heavy, which 350 grams, well, some people might agree, some not. One more thing on that knife, oh, I forgot, never mind. I'll go to the disadvantage and I see if I remember on the advantage. Well, one of its disadvantage is the material of the handle, or actually the texture of the handle. It's a bit slippery, and you sweat and it's slippery. You need to secure it in the hand like that, but you can use my carta or something like or something else, or make marks on it so it will be held firmly in the hand. Another thing, the grind is okay, it's a military use, but I prefer my knife a bit more slicier, and I think, as you see, the grind can be improved. Okay, this is not the original sharpening, but the original sharpening is not much different. Okay, it's a bit axy to me. The apex is aggressive, so it will slice well, but it will not penetrate deeply too much. So what I can offer is to raise the grind, make it a bit higher, but if this knife is meant to be sort of a hard use, I'm gonna break doors with it and breach and I don't know, break stuff with it, so make hole for my sniper rifle through a wall. So maybe you should leave it like that, but I would use a hammer or a tomahawk, not that. So for a knife, I prefer mine more slassier. It's not the first time I'm saying that, and it bothers me. Now into the steel. The steel is fine. The knife costs, I think, at the US at $220. In Israel it's similar, maybe a bit more, ironically. And D-tool steel is fine, really, it's fine. But I think today we can do a bit better. Not no one need a carbon steel here. I understand the decision to make it as stainless as possible and keep it tough. In the past I would say, I will deal with rust, no problem, just give me the toughest and sharpest knife ever. As you grow up, you understand that rust is not something to take lightly. So the stainless issue, especially if you're a professional in the army or just a regular soldier, it's not something you meant. Knife is a tool. It's not your main weapon. It's not something that should take too much of your time and space on your vest. So it should be there and you use it when needed. You don't need to maintain it like your weapon all the time. So it should not be taken lightly, the stainless issue. I think that they might try to use another steel. I don't know how would other will perform. This one till now performed excellent, but some people, as I say, criticize the D2. I think also I like the D2, don't get me wrong, but maybe we can try something else as an improvement, or to make a new prototype. The grooves in the handle, well, it's kind of old. This type, they can use like the Bussy style or something more ergonomic. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I said I would have one more advantage, and now I reminded it. The guard. The guard is very thick and it's good. It's not skinny guard that will fold out easily. It's a thick guard. So here's another bonus. Great knife. The sheath are simple. I would go for leather, but it's okay. It has a couple of options. I think people would prefer the leather. It's, I don't know, feels clumsy to me. So hope you enjoyed this review, and till next time, see ya. Bye bye.